Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Marketing Gyaan, the podcast where we keep on sharing some of the informative tools, techniques, case studies, and latest updates in the digital marketing domain. I'm your host Prince Kumar, and today we have Bryan Clayton, the CEO and co-founder of GreenPal with us. GreenPal has been called the Uber of lawn care by Entrepreneur magazine and has over 1 lakh active users, completing thousands of transactions per day. Before starting GreenPal, Bryan founded Peachtree Inc, one of the largest landscaping companies in the state of Tennessee, growing it to over 10 million a year in the annual revenue before it was acquired by Lusa Holding. Bryan's interest and expertise are related to entrepreneurship, small business growth, marketing, bootstrapping, business from zero revenue to profitability and exit. Hi Bryan, excited to have on our show and discuss this important topic of how to make SEO a channel to grow your business to 8 figures and beyond.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Great. So, Brans, since you have an amazing, corporate journey, so we would love to know a bit more about your, the corporate journey, how you started, and how you built this GreenPal.
Yeah, so my first business was a lawn mowing business. I had a company that I ran for 15 years mowing people's yards. And after about 15 years, I built it to around 150 employees. And in 2013, sold that business. And after I sold that business, I took some time off and I got bored. And I thought, well, what do I want to do now? And I thought, well, I need to build the Uber for lawn mowing. I need to build an app that connects buyers and sellers because I know that industry very well. And I saw what Uber and Airbnb were doing in other industries. And I thought, you know what? An app needs to exist for the industry that I know. And so I recruited two co-founders and we built the technology and we built the Uber for lawn mowing. So if you're a homeowner and you need to get your lawn mowed in the United States, you use our app and somebody comes and mows the yard for you. I guess you could say we're like a 10-year overnight success because it's taken us 10 years to get to where we're at. But now we have over 300,000 people using the app to get their lawn mowed. And a lot of it's through SEO. A lot of it's through organic search. People have found the website and the app just by searching for a lawn mowing service nearby them. And that's how we've gotten most of our customers. And I guess you could say we kind of bet the company on SEO in the early days and have kind of thrown all of our weight into this one channel. And luckily we did that because it's been a good channel for us.
Great. So, since you mentioned SEO, so along with SEO, what were the different other digital marketing channels that you had explored for your GreenPal and that you think that have worked for you?
Yeah, we have a saying that you fire bullets and then cannonballs. So we fired bullets into every single channel that we could to try to get them to work. We did a bunch of Instagram content, we did a bunch of Pinterest content, we did Instagram ads, Google AdWord campaigns, Facebook ads, Twitter ads, and we just really couldn't get any kind of traction in any other channels, mainly because of the economics. By the time, we paid, we couldn't afford to pay $200 or $300 for a customer. And that's what it was coming out to. And no matter how much we optimized the creative and the copy and the landing page, we just never could get those channels to work. And so we really just started looking at, okay, well, the customers that we are getting, where are they coming from? And we just started noticing most of them were just stumbling upon our blog or onto our website, looking for a lawn mowing service. And we thought, well, if we can just get more of them, that we might be able to build a business out of that. And so we just started focusing on building the best content that we could build for local lawn mowing services. We would interview the owner of the service and talk about their business and talk about their town and talk about what separates them from their competition, and just slowly going through and building a landing page for every lawn mowing service that used our platform was a way that we were able to kind of generate that traffic organically and not have to pay for all of it through Facebook and Google ads.
So, can you help the audience understand why SEO plays an important role for any business to have a multifold growth?
Yeah, SEO is challenging because you put in the investment and it might be a year before you see the reward. So it's hard to measure the ROI. It's very much at times an exercise of faith. You really are just trying to do all of the right things and hope that it works out. And that's very much how it was for us. But if a business is wanting to play that long game and really look at, okay, what does 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now look like, then it can really be smart to invest in search now, invest in content now, and acquiring, mentions in the press and links from other websites. It can really benefit the business long term, because if you kind of get hooked on the drug of paid traffic, it's hard to get off that drug. And so I think it can be a smart bet, although it's very much a slow grind in the early days, and very much an exercise of faith.
One of the major success of GreenPal is because of the effective SEO that you have. So, can you just highlight about some of the important steps or the activities that you have done, and especially you can guide for sites that are into this marketplace, category. So, if you can help us on what are the important steps or the activities that they can perform.
Yeah, if you want to make search and SEO part of your strategy, you're going to have to be good at a lot of different things. So you can almost put SEO into three buckets. The content you're creating, which is the blog posts and or the research or the online books or what have you. I mean, that just has to be the best in your category. And then you've got the technical side, is how fast is the website? How are you linking to that content inside of the website? What is the user experience look like on the website? What does the website actually do? And so there's a technical piece of it, and then there's the off-page piece of it, which is how are we getting talked about in the press? How are we getting journalists to talk about our property and our content and what it is we do? And maybe we're working with other websites and they're linking to our content because it's the best in our niche. And so there's three different disciplines, and in the early days you kind of have to do it all yourself, and that can be challenging. As time goes on, you can start to build a team around you of specialists, and maybe be able to delegate some of these things to some people. But I think a lot of people try to delegate SEO too quickly, and they don't even know what it is they're trying to delegate, and then so they don't get the results that they want. And so it's kind of one of those things, you have to learn it by doing it yourself for a long period of time, and then you can slowly delegate these things to specialists.
Okay. So since you were mentioning about SEO, so many a times, we see that there are different kind of SEO that is being talked about nowadays. So one can be a generic SEO, the other can be a local SEO, and the third one is voice SEO. So do you think local SEO and voice SEO are becoming an important part for any of the SEO activity?
I think if what you are doing and selling and providing is occurring on a local level, then you really should just focus on local SEO. That's how it's been for us. So we're in every major city in the United States, and so if you're looking for a lawn mowing service in New York, or looking for a lawn mowing service in Los Angeles or Miami, there's things we have to do to appear in those search results at a local level, and that might include getting press at the local level. So if you're looking for a lawn mowing service in Miami, it really doesn't matter if you've been mentioned in the New York Times. What matters is if you've been mentioned in the Miami Herald. And so local SEO is very much part of our strategy, and one that we've kind of just focused on for a decade now, because people don't really look for a lawn mowing service at a national level. They look for it at a local level. So that's been our specialty, and one that we've had to execute on. So, but if you're selling, if you're selling, I don't know, running shoes or luggage or something like that that can be shipped, local SEO might not be part of your strategy. Maybe eventually it will be after you've kind of maxed out a broad strategy. But I think it's important to know how your customers search for your product. Are they searching for it at a local level? Or is it one that you can fulfill at a national level, and kind of almost make your bets on one or the other, because you're not going to be good at both, particularly in the early days.
Okay. One of the important part of local SEO is having a better ranking in the local search, which many times depends on the reviews and the ratings that we have. So, can you help us understand on how businesses can work upon to get better reviews, better ratings on their business listing?
Yes, it's definitely one you have to put effort in, and you have to be intentional about. I have a theory that if you upset one customer, you will get one bad review. If you to get one good review, you have to make a 100 customers happy. So it's like a 100 to 1 ratio. And so you're always needing to talk to your customers and ask them for good reviews, and maybe even work it into the product, into the workflow of the product. So, for example, for GreenPal, after somebody gets their lawn mowed and they are happy with the service, we then ask them, "Hey, we noticed that you are pleased with the service. Would you mind sharing your experience on one of these three review places?" And that has helped us a lot as kind of a flywheel of people that, people come in, they're happy, they leave a review, we get more people come in. And so trying to look at how you can create a flywheel, and maybe you sell shoes, and after you ship the shoes, you ask them, "Hey, how do they fit?" "Oh, they fit pretty good." "Awesome. Okay. And let us know if you need any assistance." "Okay, cool. Hey, would you mind sharing your experience on these platforms?" And you probably have to do that, I don't know, 50 times to get one good review, but that's just what it takes. And it's almost like you need to dedicate time during the week to either manually do this, or you need to build in the process to do it on an automated fashion. If you're not being intentional about acquiring reviews, before you know it, you're going to have a bad reputation everywhere, because every bad experience, they always leave a bad review. Every good experience, they never do, unless you have some sort of way to incentivize them or to nudge them to do it. It's been my experience, and that goes for every platform.
Very rightly said, and I think so. This is, what most of us have seen, that if we are running a business and if we are not asking our customers that if they are happy, then they can share a review, then they hardly will be sharing any review. But then, if one of the customers is even getting a negative review, they will be going on 4 to 5 sites and will be, pushing bad reviews about our site. So definitely,
That's right.
that is one of the important things that we should be working upon.
Yes, that's how it shakes out, unfortunately.
So, you were mentioning in the beginning that SEO definitely is a long-term game. Now, for businesses who are planning to go for SEO and when they are considering that it's a long-term game, so can you help us if there are any short-term goals that they can plan or they can keep a track that yeah they are going into the right lane. So if there are any short-term goals that they can define to achieve that longer goal.
Yeah, in the short run, it's kind of like if you want to order these things in terms of low hanging fruit, it's probably content, because if you don't have content, it doesn't matter how good your links are, and it doesn't matter how good your technical side is. So the thing that you can do today is just try to develop the best content for a given query. And you might have to go long tail in terms of answering the queries that nobody else is attacking. Like, let's say you sell running shoes, and maybe you say, you attack, how do I find good running shoes if I'm pigeon-toed? And maybe you just attack that query, and you build the best guide for that long tail query, and then work your way up, would be how I would approach it. Really look at the queries that nobody else is competing for, and try to build some sort of traction there, and then you can slowly start to work your way up. That's something that you can do today to start getting some traffic today. And then as time goes on, you get a little bit of traction going, a little bit of momentum. You can start to reach out to other journalists, other bloggers, other people to provide content for them, and start to earn some backlinks back. You can maybe work for like we do a lot of work on Heyro, where you're answering queries from journalists, and like maybe somebody is looking for a quote from somebody who's an expert in running shoes, things like that. And so these are things that you can do today that will take you from 100 visitors to 1,000, to from 1,000 visitors to 10,000. So it's not like you just throw all of this time and money into a black hole and nothing happens. You'll see some early indicators that what you're doing is helping. But that would be the thing I started today. And then from there, as I started developing a cadence around developing great content for my queries, I would then start to look at the technical side of the site, make sure it loads fast, make sure there's no broken links, make sure that the user experience is the best in class, make sure it's well designed, improve those things. And then I would dedicate like one day a week for backlinking. I would reach out to 500 people a week, and not just spam them, like really like look at their site and how you can add value to the site and how you can earn a link out of it. If you're willing to put in that time, you'll see some results in 3 to 6 months, and then some really good results in 1 to 2 years.
Okay. So Evan, the thing that you had mentioned makes sense, and definitely that is something that one can target or one can plan to have achieved that longer. Okay. The thing that you mentioned that in the initial it took you around, let's say, 8 to 9 years in order to build GreenPal where it is currently. So can you help us with a few of the key challenges that you faced while working, and then how did you overcome on those SEO strategy, whether it might be the SEO strategy or whether it might be a complete overall marketing strategy?
Yeah, one thing that surprised me was that half of what we're doing is SEO. I mean, literally half of the effort of the company is revolved around creating great content, building the products to serve that content, making sure all of that stuff works well and loads fast. And so let's say we have 10 developers, and 10 marketing people. Half of those people are working on search engine optimization related tasks. And so it's almost like, in a sense, GreenPal, half of what GreenPal does is being a publisher. And we're actually an app that connects buyers and sellers for lawn mowing, but half of what we do is really being the best publisher in the space around content for lawn care services, content for landscaping related articles. And so that was one thing that surprised me in the early days, to really compete in this channel. A lot of what you're going to be doing is SEO related, and not so much related to what it is you actually do, which is sell running shoes. It's like, are we selling running shoes, or are we like a publisher for running shoes? And so it's really, you're both. And so that's one of the challenges that I was surprised by when I first got started in this game. And it's just one that you have to own. You have to say, hey, this is what it takes to compete. This is what it takes to play this game, and we're going to be the best at it, and move forward. So it's almost like we prioritized SEO over the actual core product sometimes, because first-time founders think about product. Second-time founders think about growth. And if you don't have the growth, it doesn't matter how good the product is. So it's almost like you have to prioritize one over the other. And we've kind of always prioritized traffic over everything else, because we knew if we couldn't grow traffic that we didn't have a business.
Okay. So in the case, while you are mentioning that content plays an important role, so there I just have a doubt. Like when you say content, so it's a kind of the blog content, or do you think that video content also plays an important role in order to help the SEO strategy?
Yeah, I would like to say you could just build the best blog and everything will take care of itself, but that's not how it works. And there's been lots of examples of that not working. Even in the SEO space, like SEO, Moz.com has one of the best blogs for SEO, but their product sucks. You can also look at there was a Neil Patel's old company, Kissmetrics. Those guys had an amazing blog around around conversion rate optimization and stuff like that, but their product wasn't the best in class. So you really kind of have to be the best at both. You got to create the best blog and content for your space and the best product. And also you have to invest in like the sales pages and make sure that like the sales pages are the best in the industry. Like when somebody's looking for, best pair of running shoes to buy, for size 10, like that page looks great. And then all of the other supporting blog articles are great too, that help lift that up, is how it's worked out for us. So we've had to invest a lot of resources in the blog and the how-to articles, which don't necessarily make us any money, but they kind of lift up the sales pages for Best Lawn Mowing Service Indianapolis, because we're already talking about, how do you find the best nursery in Indianapolis? What are the best plants that you can plant in Indianapolis? What's the best grass seed in Indianapolis? So the good like how-to content lifts the sales pages, and it's very much a long game, but it's one that you got to be good at all of it.
So definitely you have given a lot of advices today. Any last piece of advice that you would like to give to businesses that are struggling to get positive results from their SEO effort?
Focus on the little things and do them over and over and over and over again for a long time. It does compound, it does build up, it does get bigger. Like maybe you got input metrics and then you got output metrics. So maybe the output metric is like you want to grow traffic by 100%. Maybe you had 20,000 visitors last year and you want to get to 50,000. That's the output metrics. You need to look at like what the input metrics are. Well, what are the things we have to do this week to get there? Well, we gotta create 5 more articles, and not shitty articles, like good articles. We gotta reach out to 100 more journalists. We have to fix these things that are wrong with the website, and just really take it 1 week at a time. Don't get discouraged. Focus on the small things and do them over and over and over again, and they begin to build up and they begin to compound, and before you know it, 3 or 4 years goes by and you've got good amount of traffic coming in, and now you're looking at bigger goals. And so that would be my advice, is like, don't get discouraged, focus on the small things and do them.
Rightly said. And I think so one of the key strengths that you have been, highlighting in most of the points is having a powerful content. So if we have a powerful content and we are planning our content to help our audience problem, then definitely that will help us to have a better rank.
That'll always take you in the right direction. That's right.
Definitely. So with this, we have come to the end of today's episode. Today, we came to know a lot about how one can implement SEO perfectly. And I think so. It would be very informative for our audience also. It was pleasure having you, Bryan, and thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.